What's up, Stokers? Before we begin this podcast, I want to let you know that we got Patreon out. Bonus episodes each week. Super classic. Just Chad and JT chopping it up, getting goofy. You guys are going to love it. Check it out at patreon.com/ChadGoesDeep. There's also perks. You can get your questions priority on the regular podcast if you're a $10 patron. So freaking check that out. We also have tour dates coming up. We're going to be in Austin this week. And we're going to Tempe, Arizona. We got our Netflix is a Joke festival. And we're going to DC in May. So check it all out at chadandjt.com for ticket links. We're also brought to you by the legends at Athletic Greens. Guys, nutrition is super important. If you want your nutrition all in one and an all-encompassing dank-ass drink, check out Athletic Greens. Super easy. Just one scoop and you can get all the vitamins that you need. And Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Visit athleticgreens.com/go deep for a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. That's athleticgreens.com/go deep. We're also brought to you by the legends at Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pubes, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dinks are looking fresh and clean. Because you have pubes, make sure your pubes are in check and in line because spring is here. And you know you're going to be taking your pants off more because that's what spring cleaning is all about. Clean your room, clean your dick. Manscaped.com. Manscaped.com. Let's see. I freaking don't have the link open. Yeah, dude, spring is sprung and time to clear out your winter bush and join the other 4 million men worldwide. Trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code Go Deep. Finally, we are brought to you by the legends at Coinbase. Coinbase, what up, dudes? Guys, if you want to enter the crypto world and you want to make cool investments in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, freaking Dankcoin, go to Coinbase. Super easy. I use Coinbase. I have all my investments in there. Super friendly customer service. They're the best. For a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at coinbase.com/go deep. Sign up at coinbase.com/go deep for $10 in free Bitcoin. Let's start the show.
What's with deep? Going deep. Chad and JT.
Let's milk the cow and call it a tit. What's up, Stokers of Stoke Nation? This is Chad Kroger coming in with the Going Deep with Chad and JT podcast. I'm here with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom clap, Stokers.
And we're here with the king of the knobs.
That sounds wrong. That was cool. I like that.
Yeah, thanks. The king of the knobs, Aaron. What up?
Knob Lord.
The knob, dude. The knob lord.
I don't think any of those are good, guys.
Those are the king of the knobs? No. That's like a huge constituency. I think you should be super psyched on that.
Yeah. Maybe it's like the MC of engineers.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, okay.
How old were you when you found out MC stood for Master of Ceremonies?
I was today old.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was 12 and I MC'd a school play.
Uh-huh.
And instead of MC, they put Master of Ceremonies. I'm like, that's what that shit stands for?
Thinking back on, I have heard that before, but I never really think about it.
Well, no, because when you grow up, an MC is a hip hop artist who's on the mic and who raps, and you're like, that means Master of Ceremonies?
Yeah.
What?
I
didn't know Rakim was a Master of Ceremonies.
What does VJ stand for? Is it voice jockey?
Video jockey.
Video jockey.
Because
Okay.
they're on MTV, they're slinging videos.
Dude, that was my dream as a kid to be an MTV VJ.
100%.
The coolest job out there.
They would do the the contest to see who would be a VJ, and I'd be so invested.
Yeah.
When Dave Holmes lost to that wild man Jesse.
Yeah. And who of them is still kicking it? Carson Daly's, he's on the Today Show.
He's on The Voice. He's like the hardest working guy in show business. It's weird that guy was such an emblem of coolness because he seems so like generic now and boring. But at the time, I was like the coolest of the cool.
Dude, yeah. I mean, the master of TRL. TRL
was a great show.
Was that 5 days a week?
Every day. Every day
Yeah.
after school, I'd come home and watch it with my brother.
It's the best.
And it would always be a boy band at number one for like a year straight. It'd just be Backstreet Boys duking it out with NSYNC. But once in a while, like Korn, Freak on a Leash would grab the number one spot.
Dude, do you remember when Fat Lip by Sum 41 came out?
It's a great song.
Dominated.
It's a great song. Those rock tunes normally lived in like the 4 to 6 range. And you were like, come on, baby, get up to number one.
Yeah.
But nothing's going to beat, I Want It That Way.
I Want It That Way. And then I remember when Shaky Tail Feather came out, I watched the whole like making of the music video for that. I was so invested in all that stuff. Ludacris was huge in those days.
Big time. Making the video was an amazing show.
Yeah.
I think the first one ever was I Do by 98 Degrees.
Oh, really?
And was that Allie Landry? Is that her name?
Yeah.
She was beautiful. And they all got to have their own
Dorito
like,
girl.
romantic set piece with her. And I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, Bye Bye Bye.
Great song.
Does that one hold the record? I think it might.
Probably because it was a great song and the video was like amazing. Like that's where they had the marionettes and Timberlake was like running from dogs and
Yeah.
who was
Tiny. Yeah.
who was on the train?
Was it JC?
Was like
I don't know. Maybe it's Timberlake.
is we're gonna do an official draft, but just to tip it a little bit, who is your number one boy band member of all time?
Boy band member.
Yeah.
Um,
And I got a Sean Penn pick ready to go.
boy band member. Well, let's see. We got NSYNC. We got Backstreet Boys. We got 98 Degrees.
Yeah, you could do
Can you go back to New Kids?
you can do New Kids,
New Kids.
New Edition,
O-Town.
O-Town,
Does B?
Slam or something like that.
What was Omarion in?
He was
B2K.
in B2K. There was who's the band that sang Slam Dunk the Funk? We keeping it up. Do you
I
want to
don't know,
get
dude.
down? That was a smaller one.
My number one guy.
You don't want to go
I don't want to go to Timberlake. No.
right. That's the obvious one.
It's obvious, and honestly, I'm not that big a fan. Like I like Timberlake. I've always liked him, but I've never been like, oh, he's a star.
Go JC Chazé then.
But I'm not a JC guy. I kind of want to go Backstreet Boy
JC's
guy.
the better voice in that band.
He has the better voice, but no one really stuck out in Backstreet Boys, right?
Right, but I kind of want to go with Kevin.
He's the best looking and seems like he'd make the most sensible father, but is he dynamic enough?
That's the thing.
Kind of looks like a vampire.
He always looked like
Vampires are
Christian.
hot.
He looks like Christian Bale to me.
All my earliest boners were to vampire movies. The
Dude.
girls get so hot when they get turned.
Dude.
They get all eroticized, and that the paleness somehow makes them look like extra fucky fuck. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you know what I'm gonna do? Joey Fatone.
Nice. That was gonna be my pick.
Oh, really?
Just taking a break from the Jersey Shore to being a boy band.
Yeah. I don't know if we should do individual members for a draft. None of them, except for JT.
I think it would be really fun to get into the weeds of it. I don't know, dude.
It could be funny.
It could go very deep. And we're hyper literate in this space.
Oh, yeah.
This is one where our expertise will really shine through.
Chris Kirkpatrick.
I was going to go Robbie
Ass
Williams.
kicked. What was he in?
He was in a British boy band called
Oh yeah.
Take Five.
Oh, dude, you know who I go with?
Maybe.
You know who I go with? Harry Styles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a great pick. Yeah, you can't do much better than him.
Is do we count like Color Me Bad?
Take that. Yeah, I count all those ones. You got to allow
All for
the,
One.
the black dudes to be in there. Yeah, there I swear.
Yeah. There's one guy in there who has an amazing voice.
They can sit Boys to Men, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah.
I mean, Boys to Men basically says that their whole, vibe, sound, marketing got, appropriated, and that's how they kind of disappeared. Was that Lou Pearlman guy just took it and was like, I'll just, recruit some young whiteys to do what they do.
Don't boy bands, don't those music producers, haven't they sort of like figured out the science behind certain rhythms or beats that like hook into your brain?
I believe it.
Sure.
I heard that somewhere that they like the beat. Whenever I hear a pop song, it always sticks in my mind of like especially especially like a boy band one that's like kind of corny and stuff. I'm always like, oh, but there's something in this music that's hooky for my brain, and I think there's like science behind that they figured out. Britney Spears too.
I mean, when you hear the beginning of "Quit Playing Games with My Heart," where it goes da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, quit playing games with my, you're just like, you go into a trance.
Even to this day, I'll throw on NSYNC. Also, I'll throw on I Want You Back, all that kind of stuff. Tearing Up My Heart,
Classics.
And it's just the way the music sounds. Maybe because it's nostalgic for me, but the way the music sounds, I'm just hooked immediately.
And it does kind of transport you where you're like, I'm in love and I'm a badass.
Right.
There's like an energy to it where it's very like protagonist inducing, where you're like, okay, yeah, I'm alive right now and I'm going for it.
Yeah. And there's something I've always pictured or thought about, if you're like in a boy band, they give you like that makeover. Like, how did they not laugh at each other when they like emerge and everyone has like frosted tips and stuff, and they're like, because I wonder, I'd like to see the before and after. They're like, all right, you're in sync, okay, we're gonna give you a makeover, and then like if, for example, if that happened to you and you come in and you're like ears pierced, frosted tips, you got like a bandana on, you're wearing like a sleeveless hoodie, and you're like, what's up, dude? Because that's what happened.
I appreciate that you think that would be a departure for me.
I mean, I think you had blonde hair when I met you.
That's
right.
True. What did you think about that? Did that color your perception of us?
For sure. I didn't know what to think.
Nice.
You thought we'd be like more dumb?
Sure.
That's what we're going for.
That's right.
Dude, I went to the players ball this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Certified, like the players club legit is the Bishop Don Magic Juan's birthday, who is Snoop's like spiritual advisor. If you ever seen like Old School, he's in like especially back in like the 2000 era, he's like the guy who's always on stage with Snoop just holding a chalice and it was insane, dude. Everyone was so well dressed. I felt so like I tried to dress up, but then I felt a little bit goofy. But then I think I started to fit in. I wore like a pink blazer, all white pants, white shirt, white linen shirt,
you look great,
and a fedora. Mm-hmm. And when I first showed up, I was like, oh, there's some people here who are like normally dressed. I was like, oh fuck, dude.
Really? People wore normal clothes to that?
Some people did, yeah. They were wearing like jeans and like a t-shirt and like a hat.
That's whack. That's like wearing your school uniform on like a free dress day.
Yeah, and I bought a cane, but I couldn't find any canes, so I went to Ace Hardware and bought just like a wooden cane. But then you can't bring a cane, you can't bring a chalice. That has to be given to you. Like you have to be brought into the players club, and that has to be like given to you by like the main chalice and cane maker. I would have looked like a noob.
You got to get knighted as like a pimp.
Yeah. And I met the bishop, Don Magic Juan.
Nice
and
guy.
This guy, his name is Ditch. He's like, you want to meet the bishop? You want to meet him? I was like, hell yeah. So I go over and he's just sitting there in like an all green like outfit it was like a suit with like a big top hat on, and he's just like these huge shades, just looking like the man. He's surrounded by all these dudes who were dressed the same way. All the outfits were incredible. They're like the best outfits I've ever seen. And he's just sitting there like this. And he's like, Bishop, this is Chad. I want you to meet Chad. And he could not give less of a fuck. He's just sitting there. He just looks up at me. He goes, and just keeps looking. The guy's trying to talk to him. He's just not listening.
I mean, he's busy.
No, yeah, he's busy.
How old is
dude? He's like 75.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What does he mark on like his, like, is he an independent contractor when he does his taxes?
Dude, that's a good question.
Small business owner.
Yeah, I'm sure he
Is he
has.
rocking an S Corp or a C Corp?
I'm sure. I think he's an LLC guy.
For sure.
Yeah. Hose.llc.
Yeah, what's his official job? Is he still pimping or is he...
No, I think he was doing that in the 70s.
That's when it was the heyday.
Let me look with Dom Magic Wand.
Did you learn anything about yourself in the course of the night?
Yeah, I'm a player.
Fuck yeah.
No, what did I learn about myself? I learned to because at first I felt like out of place, and I like, man, I shouldn't be here. I'm like, but then if you just own it, and not try to, if I came in and I was like trying to like, play up on this like image of like trying to fit in stuff, I think they would have been like, but I think of just being like, yeah, I'm Chad, and like I'm stoked to be here. I think that's much more. You gotta own be authentic in who you are in all situations. I think that's what I learned.
Authentic's the word.
Yeah.
Anytime you're in a situation like that, you're like, okay, don't try and be like these other people. Lean into who I am. They'll recognize that. Real recognizes real.
Yeah.
And then we'll fast become friends.
And honestly, I think that's the essence of being a true player.
Being authentic. So if you're not a player, play into that.
Yeah.
Like a neurotic, nerdy pimp.
And own your outfit too.
Rock it.
Yeah. If you're gonna get a little bit out there with it, you gotta own it. You can't get. I got uncomfortable in it, and then eventually I was just like, "This is me," and it worked. Yeah.
I had a similar experience this weekend on kind of the other side of the ecosystem playground.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Billie Eilish.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "This will be so fun." I get there, it's all 13-year-old girls. Definitely felt out of place.
Yeah.
Very out of place. Billie Eilish should be like, Los Angeles, let me hear you scream. You just hear like, I don't know, 5,000 13-year-old girls going, ah! And then you just hear my voice going, yeah! And then like 20 people in my section would like look over at me and I was like, ah.
Yeah.
And I felt really, I didn't want to dance as much. I didn't want to smoke weed. And, but then Billie said something nice. She's like, hey, if you feel out of place here tonight, if you don't feel like you belong, that's bullshit. You are right where you're supposed to be, and I accept you. And I was like, thanks, Billie.
That's nice.
I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
It was a nice move by her.
How is she live?
She's good. Yeah. I mean, I was like, I wasn't blown away, but it was really good. She's got a good voice. She's got good stage presence.
Where'd you see her? Crypto?
Forum.
And
then it turned me into an old man too. Like when there was one video like in the background where she was like in a like provocative clothing, and all the kids started going crazy, like yeah, and I was like, easy guys, easy. I was like, cover up, Billie, come on, there's kids here. Like, come on, we don't need to be doing this to them. But then you realize, like, I guess kids have just, because when I was like 12, I saw Limp Bizkit and he was like, put your motherfucking middle fingers in the air. And I did it. I was like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
And 13-year-old girls were doing that at Billie Eilish. Like they were like, fuck you. And I was kind of like, what the fuck is going on? But then I was like, it's just normal. That's just how we grow up. You want to be more mature than you are.
Yeah.
It kind of put all that stuff into perspective. And made me realize like dudes and chicks are the same.
Yeah.
We all just want to like act sexy and say, fuck you.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the twin pillars we feel like of being adults.
Yeah.
We should switch. I'll go to the Players Ball next time.
Dude, yeah. I'd love to see Billie Eilish.
And so you went with your lady to the Players Ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, she was dressed well. She had a tight white dress and then like a fur overcoat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And where was it? I was in San Diego.
San Diego. Yeah, it was at the Wildin' Out Club. Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out Club.
Oh, geez.
Is that where they shoot the show or something like that?
No, it's just like, I think he just owns, I don't know how many Wildin' Out clubs there are, but there's one in San Diego.
He's from San Diego, yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
And his biggest hit was that song Gigolo. So it's very much in keeping with the spirit of the Players Ball.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Who do you think's the best pimp in like cinema and TV history?
Best pimp? TV history.
I mean, Terrence Howard got a Best Actor nom for his in
Right.
Hustle and Flow. Felt like a tough gig in that movie, though.
What pimps are there in movies? Terrence
There's him.
Howard.
There's Will Ferrell and the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Is Shaft a pimp?
no, he's a cop.
Yeah.
He just hooks up with a lot of ladies. Christian Bale's the bad guy in the Samuel L. Jackson Shaft movie. He's
Dude,
really good.
He gets stabbed in the hand with an ice pick.
He's pretty badass in that movie. Scary. He's some spoiled, entitled asshole, but he can still kick someone's ass in the holding cell.
Yeah. What other pimps are there?
Do you know any famous pimps? The word pimp is funny too. Like I used to have a sticker in my bedroom when I was in junior high that said pimp on it in bright colors, and it was on my wall. People would walk in bed, does that say pimp? And I was like, yeah, dude.
Dude, yeah, I remember like being in like middle school. And, like, are those new Air Force Ones? I'm like, yeah, they're pretty pimp.
That word kind of fell out.
Oh yeah.
It's not like cool anymore.
Well, I guess a part of me was like, because, you know, pimp and playa in the 2000s is such a part of the, you know, the lexicon or whatever. But now is it kind of like outdated? Is it a little bit kind of like risque?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that the politics of it have kind of come to the forefront, and we're more aware of like what a kind of generally dark world that is. So we can't just have fun with it anymore.
Yeah.
We can't just be like, that's pimp. People are like, do you know what pimps do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's essentially sex trafficking.
Yeah, they take like
Right.
underage girls and control them through like physical and mental manipulation. So, you know, we're all like, oh, I just saw Deuce Bigelow. It was funny. Eddie Griffin was amazing in that movie. I mean, that's just how things go all the time, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder what's the cool word now? Fat?
I mean, I want to bring fat back.
Can I say something about the word fat? I never thought it stood for pretty hot and tempting.
Oh, that's what it stands for?
That's what people would try and say sometimes. Like, you'd be like, that's fat. And they'd be like, yeah, pretty hot and tempting. I'd be like, it's not what fucking fat stands for. Dude.
Never.
It just means fat.
Yeah. Dude, I think lit is probably one of the biggest words out there now.
Lit is
Although
sick.
is lit probably like 5 years too old?
Lit was, people would say lit in my era.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's lit.
There's a word that I can't remember that's like on the tip of my tongue. That people always say.
Bet.
Bet, no cap.
I never say bet.
No, dude, if you start saying bet, that'd be so fun.
Well, a guy on the thing we shot, our second AD would say bet.
Oh, would he?
Mm-hmm.
How'd he say it?
He'd be like, hey, they need you in wardrobe. I'd be like, yeah, copy that, heading over. He'd be like, all right, bet.
Oh, really?
And I'd kind of, every time I'd be like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? But he was so awesome, it didn't matter.
Yeah. Shit, man, I don't know. What are the words? Stokers, let us know what words you use now. I remember I was at my sister's high school graduation, and the you know, it was a smaller class, and like the biggest stoner of the class, you could tell, he just thought he was so cool. He's coming with long hair, just like in his face, and you're just like, and he just goes, "Yo, this graduation's lit." And I'm like, "We're in Sun Valley, Idaho."
Nice place.
Yeah, like you grew up in the ski town, dude.
That's funny.
But then again, you know, what can I say? I went to a private school and I'm in pimp, so not much different.
Yeah, dude, you were fish out of water, bro.
That's true.
You were on the East Coast, airborne kind of plot scenario.
Dude, exactly.
You were repping all of California for us.
Dude, I brought my Sector 9 everywhere. Sector 9 Vans, and I got my I had to wear a blazer and a tie. But you know where I got that shit from? PacSun. Everyone's like, "Are you not wearing polo?" Nah, dude. I got this at Zoomies. So fuck you.
I used to go to Becker.
Dude, I don't know Becker. What's Becker?
It's got like 2 locations, but it was like cool. It was almost like one of those places where like if I bought something from there, older kids who like actually surfed would literally look at me and be like, "You're not allowed to shop at Becker."
Dude, I used to wear cargo shorts. Well, I used to sag past my ass.
Of course.
But I used to wear cargo shorts like down to here. So I always thought it was like the coolest thing to like wear shorts where like half the short is over your knee. So you got that little like tent popping up off your knee. Mm-hmm. I used to sag, and even through college I was sagging. My dad was like, "You got to pull your pants up." I'm like, and I like literally I would wear my pants over my ass, like past my ass.
It was a great look. I copied that from my friend Wyatt. he used to have his butt like completely out, like just bare ass, and then wearing shorts. And then I started doing it. And he was like 6 years older than me. My parents, I remember one time sat me down and they were pretty funny about it. My dad was like, look, JT, like we all think Wyatt's cool. He's a cool kid, but I don't think you want your ass hanging out. But my parents acknowledged that Wyatt was really cool and badass. Yeah. Like they knew he was cool. It was undeniable, even to the adults in the room. But they were like, but let's not, adopt his practices whole hog.
Dude, I could see you walking in with sag pants, like shades on from like holding your backpack. Yeah.
I mean, I wore a huge hat sideways and then a jacket that was like meant for a guy who was like 300 pounds when I was 4'11". And it literally hang to my feet, and I just go to like a WWF event wearing that.
Aaron, what would you wear back in the day?
Dude, I've got some embarrassing looks. I'll tell you what.
You want to spill one?
I mean, I never went the full crazy jeans, but I definitely had the baggy jeans. I had like a mop top for a long time.
Were you emo?
No.
Would you wear a hat like to the side?
You couldn't really wear a hat to school ever. So
okay.
So no, I didn't.
Where'd you go to high school?
San Diego.
Which high school?
Montgomery.
It's a good one.
It's not.
It's one of the sickest schools in California, dude.
Yeah,
Rey Mysterio, the wrestler, went to my high school.
Whoa.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah. He graduated like 10 years before me, but yeah.
His finishing move that he had, where he'd put the guy between the ropes and then he'd swing around and kick him in the face, incredible.
The 619.
And the luchador mask that you can't take off. He took it off for a while. He lost it for a couple of years and like the whole mythos of it was gone. But then he brought it back and was like, you can never take off my mask. Yeah. That must be tough, being a wrestler who has to wear a mask all the time.
Yeah. We'll also be a wrestler who's like 5'4".
Little dude.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio is 5'4".
I don't know if it's 5'4", but
he might even be
he's very
smaller
small.
than that.
Dude, I saw a video where Stone Cold came out.
Yeah, 57, I think, or something.
Dude, yeah. I want to go to a WWE event.
I love listening to his podcast or his interviews. He's incredible at it.
Really?
It's funny, too, because sometimes he'll have very, like, progressive politics. Not even very progressive, but just progressive. And then, but it's so funny hearing it come out of his voice. Yeah. Like, he'll be like, look, I got a gay cousin. Shit, ain't no choice in that. He's just gay. Fucking great guy, too. Pays his taxes. Reliable. Love that fucker. If you don't like gay people, you're a fucking idiot.
Dude, my favorite was when masks started to become a thing. And this is probably like May of 2020. And some guy, like it showed, like Stone Cold posted a photo of him at grocery shopping with a mask on. He's like, just doing my part, getting some beer with a mask on. And some guy goes, come on, what about freedom? Like, come on, Stone Cold, what about freedom, baby? And he just goes, shut up, dude.
Yeah, he's pretty hilarious with that shit. Yeah.
See, I'm old enough to remember him as stunning Steve Austin.
Whoa.
The Hollywood Blondes, him and Brian Pillman.
That's when he had hair, right?
Yeah, when he had a little bit of hair. Not a lot.
Brian Pillman, too. He rough end for that guy, right?
Yeah.
Bummer, man. Yeah, wrestling and comedy. Tough on the psyche.
You can't do something 300 days a year and not get completely burnt out.
Yeah, wrestling, especially for the body.
Yeah, physically.
Yeah, those guys go through it. Yeah, I was reading about China the other day.
Oh, there's a good doc on Hulu. The Vice guys made it.
On China?
Yeah, it's really good.
She died in what, like 2016?
Yeah.
I totally forgot that she died.
Yeah.
Was it by overdose?
Yeah, overdose.
She was the shit, man. Back in the day, she was so jacked.
Yeah.
They did I probably talked about this before. They did like a True Life I'm a Wrestler, and it was Triple H and her, and it was just showing that hard road life, like just driving from gig to gig. This is like when they were on the come up. They were like household names at this point, but they weren't like, the top tier. And they're just driving in like a sedan from like gig to gig nonstop, stopping at like gyms and working out. And China's just doing tricep press downs with so much focus. And her and Triple H were dating at the time. And he's just watching her work out with like so much admiration. He's like, I've never seen anyone, man or woman, be so committed to the practice of getting stronger and better. And you can like literally hear at the end, he's about to like bust. He's so into watching her lift. But it was beautiful because it was like pure like psychological appreciation. Like he just loved her like focus on what she was doing. And they both just wanted to be so good as wrestlers.
Oh, shit.
What?
Gilbert Godfrey died.
What?
Yeah. My
Man,
wife
death
just texted
heavy.
me.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried.
And our comedian friend just passed too. Sarah Mustashabi, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
I hope you're feeling free.
She was when we first started the podcast, she was always in the studio.
She was always Twitch streaming.
She's Twitch streaming. She's so sweet and
She's a good person.
yeah. And she was trying to get us into video games too. She'd be like, you gotta get into Twitch. This is like I don't know what she's playing. She's playing like what's that one where you're like building shit?
Minecraft?
No, it's
Animal
like
Crossing?
it was big in like 2017, 2018. Free. It starts with an F.
Oh, yeah.
There's like this, then Call of Duty.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. What the hell is that game called? Oh yeah, Farmville. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you had it, dude. I was like, that's it.
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Yes. Yeah.
It looks sick.
It does.
I don't really want to devote my time to learning how to play it because it looks complicated as hell,
Yeah.
but it looks sick. Have you been gaming?
I played yesterday.
What'd you play? Call of Duty?
Rebirth.
Rebirth?
Bro, I am not good. Final Circle Rebirth. It's me and my dog Trevor, 2-on-1. Ross and Robbie are dead on comms. Had it been either of them in my place, we absolutely get the dub. Guys on top of a roof. Circle is basically to nothing. And I just got murked. And I just let everybody down. And then the sign-off was tragic. You know, because everyone was like, this is the big moment. Get the dub. And then it was all of our last games. And you just hear everyone go, all right, later, man. I wanted to be like, the needy child in me was like, I love you guys.
Yeah.
I love you. But they were already out. And you could tell they were just so fucking disappointed.
Yeah.
Not in like a brutal way, but just like, come on, bro. It's
Yeah.
2-on-1. Get that dub. But no, I got my ass murked.
I kind of get back into it.
It's fun, man. It's a good way to pass an hour or two.
Yeah. I've been
Decompress.
I know part of me wants to do like another like 12-hour sesh. Just straight Call of Duty.
You should.
It's nice. Guys, I'm interrupting this podcast to let you know once again that we are brought to you by us because we got a new Patreon out. Patreon.com/chatgoesdeep. You get bonus episodes each week where it's classic Chat and JT, super goofy, super fun. If you want some bonus content each week, you also get priority questions on the pod if you're a $10 patron, and we're going to set a goal for 1,000 patrons. We're thinking like a super sick like live call-in sesh where it's me and the boys and we're just drinking beers, chatting with you dudes. So sign up at patreon.com/chatgoesdeep. We also have tour dates coming up. We're going to be in Austin this week. We're coming to the Netflix is a Joke Festival in Venice. Texas coming up. We got Tempe, Arizona. We got Michigan. All that good stuff. Check out ticket links at chatjt.com. We're also brought to you by the legends at Coinbase. Coinbase, what up? You guys, if you want to get into crypto and you want to get your investments tight and you want to do it in a cool, fun, secure way, super simple, where honestly, I don't know anything about crypto, but I have investments because I went through Coinbase and they're super sick. You know, if you want to invest in Bitcoin, Doge, Dankcoin, use Coinbase. They also have super sick customer service where, you know, if you're having an issue, anything like that, they're super easy to get on the phone. And it's honestly so easy to make an investment with them. I can't recommend them enough. If you're getting into the crypto space, if you're getting those dank-ass coins, make sure you do it with Coinbase. It's the easiest to use platform to buy, sell, and spend cryptocurrency. And they offer portfolio management, protection, learning resources, and a mobile app. So, for a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at coinbase.com/go-deep. Sign up at coinbase.com/go-deep for $10 in free Bitcoin. This offer is for a limited time only, so be sure to sign up today. That's coinbase.com/go-deep. We're also brought to you by the legends at Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims peeled, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dinks are looking fresh and clean, because you've got pubes and it's springtime and we're in the time of spring cleaning. You clean your house, you clean under the bed. Why don't you clean under your grundle? Probably because you don't know how to, but now you do because you got the Lawnmower 4.0 with ceramic blades, skin-safe technology, and an LED light so you can see deep under your crevices and get those pesky-ass pubes that are just like, hey, dude, I keep growing. Why don't you cut my ass? That's where Manscaped comes in. You get the performance package. You get all their good stuff. Ball deodorant, shampoo and condition, nose ear hair trimmer, the weed whacker. Can't recommend that enough. Also, the Star Spring marks Testicular Cancer Awareness Month in April. Manscaped has partnered with the Testicular Cancer Society to bring awareness to testicular cancer, men's health, and early cancer detection. Manscaped is committed to raising awareness for the most common form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35 and giving support for fighters, survivors, and families impacted by testicular cancer as part of their We Save Balls initiative. So get 20% off plus free shipping with the code GODEEP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code GODEEP at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life. Finally, we are brought to you by the legends at Athletic Greens. Guys, if you want dank-ass nutrition, all-encompassing in one drink with one scoop, can't recommend Athletic Greens enough. I drink it every morning. I get all the vitamins. It gives me this, you know that boost you get when you get all those vitamins where you're just like, whoa, I'm healthy? That's Athletic Greens. It's a product I use literally every day, and I started taking Athletic Greens because I care about my nutrition. I care about my health, and I'm also on the go. So I'm like, how can I get this in one scoop? One fell swoop, Athletic Greens. Check it out, dude. It's super tasty, super nutritious. If you want to live healthy, if you want to feel good, and I'm all about health, check out Athletic Greens. And they've got 7,000 5-star reviews. They're recommended by professional athletes. And they're trusted by leading health experts such as Tim Ferriss and Michael Gervais. Not Ricky Gervais, Michael Gervais. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D, Super Crush, and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/go-deep. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/go-deep to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Hell yeah, dudes. Love our sponsors. Love you guys. Let's get back to the show. All right, guys. So new feature on the Patreon. If you are a $10 patron, you can send in a DM your questions and they get put to the top of the list on this podcast. So if you want to sort of fast track, this is our Disney fast track for cues. If you want to fast track your cues, become a patron and then send them in.
Sweet. Let's do it. My friends and I have heatedly debated over this, and I'd be interested in what take you have. Sharing in response to JT's call for open questions. Would you lick Jeff Bezos' nipples every morning to wake him up for $40K a year? It wouldn't take much time, but you have to do it every day. No days off. He presumably wakes up at like 4 a.m. and lives in an expensive area that you can't afford, so you'd have to live close-ish and make the drive every morning. I think if you stay out of his way, you can probably get away with hanging out at his sick house a little bit afterwards and maybe make yourself some food and have a secret romance with his wife. $40K is decent enough to live off of, but you'd definitely not be living it up. For me, this and the no days off are a deal breaker. Doing some really demoralizing shit, like licking a rich person's nipples every day, would mean I want a big reward, or at least a chance to blow off some steam. I've had friends suggest you can have another job because nip licking doesn't take long, which is true, but I don't like having a real job. Let me know what you think, Chad and compadre John Thomas.
Hard no. For $40K a year?
I like that you know your worth. I would do it.
You'd lick his nips for $40K a year?
It's just so funny.
Yeah.
I'd just be laughing every day that I'm getting paid for this. I mean, the 4 a.m. thing's tough. You've seen me in the morning. But I'd be like, I think, I'd negotiate to him. Like, you got to let me crash at the crib. But yeah, just walk up there and lick his nipples. It takes like 2 seconds. And I love licking nipples, so I'm all about it.
So knowing your schedule, that could be your good night thing.
I would just go to bed at that time.
Yeah.
Right. That's perfect. I go to bed at like 4:15 every night. Just right after I lick his nipples, I go straight to sleep.
Yeah.
Then I wake up and I'm like, I already did my job. Let's go hang.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it'd be really fun to lick Jeff Bezos' nipples. He's like all nipples.
Wow. You know, I never really thought about it that way. I like that take though.
Thanks, man.
You know what? I'm on board. I'll suck his nipples.
And then like anytime you're at a dinner party, everyone's like, what are you even up to? You're like, I suck Jeff Bezos' nipples every morning and he pays me. Everyone's like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
And then they look to Jeff and he's like, he does. He's really good.
Yeah, it wakes me up. It gets me in the right headspace so I can go straight into emails. And I'm like, thanks, Jeff.
He has some scientific reasoning behind it. He's like, you know, the saliva touching the areola boosts serotonin and dopamine in the brain. And it's also known as a fucking immune boost.
Yeah, you don't get sick. Yeah. I don't know. I'm super into it. And I like the creativity of the job and of the question.
Nice.
So coming out the gate's hot.
Can you toss me your...
Yeah, baby.
I feel like he got to do better. He's got to do better than 40K though for that job.
I mean, this is Bezos. He doesn't really pay people.
I think 100.
Dude, for 100K? Abso-friggin-lutely, dude. Dude, yeah, bro.
You got to be wherever he is every day. He's not in the same place every day.
But that means, does he pay for your travel?
Has to. He's got to have you there. Otherwise he'll get sick.
Oh, it stands up like that? Yeah, take me with you, dog. I'm about to move into a new house with my dank-ass GF, soon-to-be dank-ass fiance. We've been living together for 2 years, but this will be our first new place together. I just moved in with her 2 years ago. What are some things, activities, traditions we can do when we move into the new spot to make sure it is truly our home and create a perennially stoke-boosting environment? I like what we did for your place where we saged it to clear it of any, spirits or ghosts that might be lingering.
Mm-hmm. Do a ceremonial sage. I'd say dive right into the holiday stuff. Carve some pumpkins, ornament a Christmas tree, and then make your own sushi.
Very good call. Dude, very good call. They do that in the movie Wall Street, and piggybacking off that, also in Wall Street, when he's looking for an apartment, the song Naive, This Must Be the Place by the Talking Heads is playing while he's looking around. Put that song on, preferably some kind of sound amplifying device, and just move around the apartment with her to that song. And you'll both feel like you're in a fucking, it's not a rom-com, but you'll be in a rom-com. Be fucking cute as shit, dude.
And then I think you got to watch a movie together too. 100%. What movie do you think? Heat?
Heat. Such a sick movie.
Watch Heat together.
Give her kisses, kiss her a lot. And be like, can't believe I live here with you. So crazy.
And then tan naked.
Then do a workout together too. Try super legs. It's a workout of the day in CrossFit, but you don't need any equipment. Me and Chad did it one time in Pennsylvania together.
Yeah, and I was sore for the rest of the shoot.
Were you really? Yeah, that was brutal. It's tough on the legs, but you guys will be good. You guys are fit. I can already picture you're jacked, and so is your lady. What up, Chad, JT, and any other dank guest? Me and the boys have a major conundrum. So one of our dogs has never had a relation with a chick he's liked and is still a virgin, which isn't a big deal, except for the fact that he doesn't shut the fuck up about it. Every day we hear about how he's all bummed because he goes to a small college and he can't get any puss. He's 20, but... Dudes are so funny, man. But he's had the most dank shots at hot chicks in the entire squad, yet fumbles the bag every time. Our dog will constantly clown on couples in the squad he thinks are cringy and will judge the fuck out of the homies who rock a one-night stand, but will go on to pull the lamest shit to get with a chick only to give up weeks later. He attributes these renaw moves to having high standards, but it's more so him wanting a holistic approach. How can we help our homie loosen the fuck up? Is our dog too bent on having everything aligned for a relation to happen? Is there any way we can change his perspective? Our homie literally won't sleep for days on end because of overthinking about the most recent chick. Yeah, this dude sounds crazy annoying.
Dude, I would get him hooked on the whole idea of semen retention. You'd be like, dude, why are you so obsessed with this? You know that geniuses like Napoleon and Tesla didn't even jack off. So do you want to like waste your jizz on something that's, that's fleeting and won't help your life, or do you want to preserve your jizz and become a genius? And then he'll get so, it sounds like he's an intense dude. He'll get so locked into that he'll completely change his perspective, and then he'll be annoying about how he never comes.
That's perfect. I was a virgin for a long time. My dad one time was like, do you think you need to lower your standards, JT? And I was like, for sure.
Did your dad know the whole time?
No, but he could tell I wasn't. I think he thought I had had sex. He just didn't, but he knew I wasn't crushing it with the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he did tell me to lower my standards, which was helpful advice, but I didn't. I waited. But I think, I don't know, this dude does sound a little annoying. It's good he's being open about where he's at. You know, I kept it a secret, but he needs to focus on himself more.
Yeah.
How do you get him to do that? Some dudes are just that way.
You know, maybe they talk about hooking up with chicks too much, and it's bumming him out.
So that's like his kind of defense reaction is to be like, okay, well, if you guys are going to continually have conversations where I don't really have any kind of experience, I'm just going to make fun of what you're doing as a way to give myself a little more authority.
So talk about all the cool shit that you're doing. And I think that'll translate into them being like, oh, fuck. I need to like do more cool shit. I need to like rock climb. I need to go to like Moab or some shit.
Yeah. But I think this dude, he sounds really self-involved. Like he's just obsessed with his own experience, you know?
Yeah.
So I would just tell him, I would never actually think this is the best move, except in this situation. And I feel bad saying this, but I think I would just really start making fun of him for being a virgin. I swear with this guy, I think you got to do that.
Yeah.
Because he's being such a cock. So I think I'd just be like, if he pipes up like that again, I go, shut up, virgin.
Nice.
But then in private, I would go, hey, man, I'm sorry I did that. I think it's really cool you're a virgin and you're waiting for the right person. But the way you talk down to our experiences made me react that way. So first you have the fight and then you make up and explain to him why you got angry. But I think he needs to see your anger a little bit. So I would lay into him once in front of the whole crew and then go apologize and make up to him and be very soothing and reconciliatory. And then be like, but this is why I did that. And he might, because I don't think he'll hear it unless you kind of punk him a little bit, because he sounds like he's kind of on his high horse a bit. It's a very dangerous move. Do not abuse it. But I remember all those times when people punked me like that. Like I remember one time I was defending this crazy comedian and we were in a big group and Maurice just goes, shut up, JT. You're just a rich kid who wants to relate to people. It's annoying. And I felt about this big. And I was humiliated. But Joe was right. And it stuck with me. And I still think about it. I'm like, he was looking out for me. Yeah. Fucking Joe, dude. Piece of shit. Love that fucking guy. We're going to see him next week, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be fun. We're going to Austin.
That's great.
Moon City.
So excited.
Moon City.
Moon Tower.
Moon Tower.
The Moonstruck Festival.
The Moon Knight Festival.
Yeah. Oh, dude, have you been watching Moon Knight?
I haven't yet, no.
It's good.
Is that the Oscar Isaac one?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. New city, 3 months without friends. Past 2 weeks have been playing pickup basketball, made friends. We play, then go Ruby Tuesday. Depression leaving, thank God. Yesterday, barely lose, close game. Then wheelchair shows up. He wants to play. We play game and quality suffers because he is in wheelchair. After boring game, I ask if he can sit out the next one. New friends thought I was being dick. New friends will still play with me, but it isn't fun anymore and I don't get invited to Ruby Tuesday. Depression creeping back. What now?
First off,
caveman email podcast.
Yeah, incredible writing style. Short and to the point.
I love it, dude. Yeah. Powerful.
So the gist is that at Ruby Tuesday,
Ernest Hemingway shit.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, dude.
This guy's got some serious, punch to his short sentences.
We're like, is that from Old Man in the Sea?
Right.
Depression creeping back in. Not invited to Ruby Tuesday. This fish is a real fucker.
What is Ruby Tuesday?
I don't know, dude. But
like a TGI Fridays or a...
right.
Okay, that checks out.
So it sounds like this dude he was making fun of the guy in the wheelchair for not being a good player.
Or he was rude and asked the wheelchair guy to sit out the next game.
Oh, gotcha.
So they could, go full court and play at full speed.
Yeah, I would be less competitive and just, have fun playing the game and not be so concerned with winning. You're playing with friends.
And it's not what we demand from life. It's what life demands from us. Like, you don't get to choose the game that you're in. You can only choose how hard you play. So, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I would not ask people in wheelchairs to not play pickup basketball games. And I mean that.
Yeah.
I would just let them play, dude.
You know what you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can you give an outline for a perfect LA vacation? Places to eat, dance, art, etc.? Thanks.
Don't go to Pink's Hot Dogs.
No, don't do that.
Don't waste your time.
I think you started off with a nice meditation. You're in the land of spirituality, secular spirituality. I do a nice meditation in the morning, maybe transcendental, maybe some Wim Hof breathing. Roll down to the beach, get in the water, let that salt get into your skin, come out, poke bowl with the lady, looking out at the coast. Then I would head over to a museum. I do the LACMA or the Whitney Car Museum. Those are my two favorites. Then I would take in some Mexican food, go East Hollywood for that. And then if you're around nighttime, I'd go to Davy Wayne's and dance it up. They got an outdoor area too, so you can chill and smoke pot.
I've got a similar plan, but I'm going to shake it up a little bit just for the sake of the cue.
Go, baby.
All right. First, you're going to head North County, LA. I'm talking County Line Beach. What's there? Neptune's Net. What are you going to get? Fried shrimp, and you're going to eat at the table where Vin Diesel and Paul Walker sat. Then.
Also Keanu.
Was it? Also Keanu.
Point Break.
Also Keanu and Point Break. But first, before you do that, you're going to go for morning surf. You're going to get in the water. You're going to ground yourself in the cool Pacific Ocean water. Then you're going to complement that with some nice fried shrimp from Neptune's Net. Next, you're going to go down Malibu. You're going to go south back towards LA. First, you're going to stop for some raw oysters. Maybe go to a surf shop, buy a tank top. And then you're going to do some hot yoga, meditate afterwards, do some journaling. And then you're going to what else do you do after that? There's museums. You already named the museums.
Did you say the Whitney Auto Museum? Is that different from Peterson?
Oh, sorry, it's Peterson.
Yeah.
I think Whitney Peterson is like a character from The Hills or something like that. Or someone I grew up with, so I just always combine them.
Then you're going to go to the new Academy Museum, which I don't think is open yet. Is it open?
Yeah.
You're going to go to the new Academy Museum, get some movie knowledge in you. And then you're going to get a bird scooter and scooter all of West Hollywood. And then you're going to cap off the night with Pink's Tacos. And then you're going to go to the Den and have a nice brewski.
The Den is fun.
Den
the one
is
on
fun.
Sunset?
Yeah.
Yeah, that place rips. What up to whoever may be on the pod answer those cues. So recently this dank babe from the golf practice I go to has been coming on to me. The only reason I know of her is because I golf with her brother. The other day she came up to me and flirted with me, but here's my situation. She texted me and asked if I wanted to hang with her and her friends. I decided to make up an excuse, which I never do, as I don't know her at all. I'm also someone who takes a while to be socially comfortable around people I meet. Please help me out, Stoke Lords. I really like this babe, but I'm afraid hanging with her without getting to know her a little better will be awkward and may lead to her not liking me anymore. Thanks, dogs.
Can I get what's the background on her? How does he know her?
I'm pissed.
Met her at the golf course.
It's this guy he golfs with in some kind of like academy or something, or like practice team. It's her brother. It's the guy's sister.
Okay.
Some guy he practices with, it's his sister. He likes her. She came on to him, said, let's hang. He thinks if they hang too soon, it'll be awkward.
Oh.
It's like one of the most upsetting things I've ever heard.
Just do it.
Because life is giving you a gift.
Yeah.
She's doing the work for you.
Yep.
Let's go. What are you afraid of? Of course you're afraid. You should be afraid. We're all afraid. Go lean into it.
Terrified.
Yeah, you should be terrified. That's good. That's good. It means something good's happening. Go. Go now. If you're listening now, turn off the podcast. Text her. Go.
If you don't hang out with her, don't listen anymore.
Sorry, dude. It's a bummer, but he's right. You got to bail for a bit, man. But you can still subscribe to the Patreon.
Yeah. Yeah, become a patron and then you can talk in the Discord, but don't listen.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, of course it might be a little awkward.
Yeah, it's called getting to know somebody.
Yeah.
She's got to get to know you.
She's nervous too.
Yeah.
And just sit in the awkwardness. It's fine. It'll pass. You guys will get through it together.
I mean, it's weird she invited him to hang with her and her friends. That feels like a lot.
But it's a big vote of confidence.
Sure. It is. I mean, she clearly is interested.
Yeah.
But like, I would rather do a one-on-one, before I get to know your friends.
Right.
Although maybe there's a hotter girl in there. I don't know.
But we don't pick. You know what I mean? We don't pick. She says, let's do this. You could do that. If you're weird, you're weird. That's fine. That's awesome.
Be weird.
Yeah.
Be weird.
Just smile a lot. Sit in the awkward silence when she looks at you. Have soft, nice eyes. We're just like, it's weird, huh? You get through it.
She's like, you're weird. Yeah.
I am weird. Are you a good winker? Can you wink?
No, never.
Look at the camera and let's try and wink. That was pretty good.
You like it?
Can I see it?
Bad.
No, sorry. I got my head on that one.
Was bad, dude.
All right. You want to get some ice cream?
That was good, dude. You can do it all, man. Let me try. No, it's bad, huh?
I think you gotta. It looks like a nervous tick. Yeah, I think you gotta put the head in it a little bit. There we go. Now say something.
Give it a little context,
Oh, you want me to go hang out with your friends? Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Perfect, dude.
That's good right there, yeah.
Dude, can you use that, please? And let me know how it goes.
Yeah, well, this dude should do it. Wink at her. Next time she invites you, just go, cool. Throw her a wink, dude. Throw her a wink.
Dude, I'm going to try that. I'm going to go to Erewhon after this, get some grapefruit. And they'll be like, is that all for you? Yeah.
Throwing a wink where it doesn't belong is a lot of fun, right?
They're like, what does that mean?
Like, what's going on here? What are you going to blow this place up? Yeah. Are you a terrorist? Yeah, do it. Just start winking at her, dude. Sorry I got so fired up there, dog. I feel you, but come on, man. What's up, Stoke Lords? I'm dealing with a pretty serious relationship issue, and I am at a loss on where to go. I've been listening to your pod for the last 2 years, and I'm sure you'll be able to raise the stoke in my relationship and ultimately save it. I was in a long-term relationship for 15 years that started having problems and going stale. We made the decision to have an open relationship, and I must admit the first year was amazing. During that time, I met the most amazing girl who I would call the one, and quickly she became the only one I wanted to sleep with and be around. The open relationship really took its toll on my long-term relationship, and we ultimately broke up. When I told the one, who I am completely in love with and infatuated with, that I was no longer in my long-term relationship, things got really exciting for us. She never expected me to end my long-term relationship and was thrilled with the opportunity of seeing me more. As my relationship with the one progressed, I assured her that she was the only one I wanted, that open relationships were not for me, and that I wanted to focus on us growing as a couple. We've been together for 2 years now, but there have been countless times that she would question why I would give up my life of polyamory and the thrill of being able to be with whoever I want and settle for just one person. The conversation often ends as a complete bummer and me defending my past and my intentions with her. I can understand her questioning, but honestly, I'm a one-woman guy, and the experience of being in an open relationship really cemented that for me. I feel like I've been clear and honest in my intentions for her and living an intentionally monogamous life with her, but she can't seem to fully buy into it. Should I just keep being honest and hang on with the feeling that she won't fully give herself to me because of my past? Looking for any advice you guys have. I love this girl more than any other girl I've ever met and can't see myself without her, but I do need to have those feelings in return to ultimately be happy. Thanks, brothers. Lot to unpack here. Lot to unpack. I mean, I think one, dude, the way you start a relationship does dictate the course of like how that relationship will go. You know what I mean? Because how that person initially understands you is like a hard thing to shake for people. Not that it's impossible, but for me, it's at least difficult. You know what I mean? Like if some person presents as one kind of person, it gets kind of lodged in there pretty deep.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, I don't mean to be cynical, and I hope I'm wrong, but it kind of sounds like she's having maybe some doubts and is just putting it on you as a way to not deal with her own doubts. And maybe it's combative, but I might even ask her that. I'd be like, look, I've told you I'm all in and that you're the only one for me. I think that's been proven over the time we've been together. Like, are you not sure that I'm the one for you? I don't know if that's insecure, but like, it feels like a valid question to me because I would wonder, why does this person keep bringing it up? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe she just genuinely loves you and is just a little scared, which is actually kind of good because then that's something you can work through, I think, pretty easily.
Yeah, no, I'm in total agreement. I think it could be either one of two things. She's sort of like has this idea of him of like a guy who like maybe she's scared that he'll eventually want to turn their relationship into an open relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so that could be the fear, or she's having. I mean, I think it could go either way. So yeah, I don't think it's insecure. I think addressing it head on is the move. But I mean, putting myself in her shoes, I could totally see how, you know, if I were with someone if I started a relationship with someone who had just come from an open relationship, I'd be like, is that the direction we're headed into?
Totally.
So I'm willing to bet that's what it is, because it sounds like with the nature of the questioning, she's sort of like trying to look down the line and be like, will he grow tired of this and want sort of the openness again?
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, I think I was being a bit reactive to it and like maybe coloring it with my own experiences. I think you're right. I think she's just worried. So how does he get her to feel more safe in their relationship? Just time, right?
Yeah, I think just time and through your behavior and just sort of, you know, because I think anyone can say anything. It's hard to really believe it. So your actions are going to show her, you know, how committed you are to the relationship.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. It's got to be actions always. And it seems like he's really sincere. Like nothing in that email seemed like he was full of it in any way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do think how he described it is probably how it is, which is good. It means he's like probably self-aware. I did feel bad for the other gal. 15 years. Like,
Yeah.
How old is this dude?
Yeah.
Like mid-30s, I guess. It was like his high school sweetheart, the first gal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just, I mean, also it's like, dude, you broke up with this person you've been dating for 15 years to be with her. Like, that's like a big leap in commitment,
Yeah.
you know? But I do get where she's coming from, thinking that you'll want to be poly again. But it does sound like he got it out of his system. And maybe he didn't know how to break up with the other person, and that's why they went poly. Yeah, that's crazy. It's all very interesting.
It's kind of like being the other woman. Like, I came into this relationship as they weren't cheating, but like, how do you trust that person to not cheat on you ultimately? People do it all the time. So she's just insecure about it. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe she felt there is that comfort when you're like, if you're the other person, there's like this built-in compartmentalization where you're like, oh, well, if it doesn't work out, maybe it hurts a little less because I was the other person, you know?
Yeah.
And now that she's all in with you, the stakes are way higher and she's probably feeling vulnerable. Because also, like, she was the kind of person who would get into that dynamic of being the other person with someone who's in a poly relationship. And I think some people do like the kind of like emotional narrowness of that. So you got to be like, you know, are you willing to really just be all in with each other? Which is, you know, it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
But you seem like a good dude. I think you'll guide y'all through this. And then you guys will be fucking married and have some fucking kids, dude. Let's go. Dude, just propose. Have a baby. I'm like joking, but like, I don't know. Kind of serious.
Yeah.
That's too much, huh?
Nah, dude.
I was gonna jokingly say that, yeah.
Yeah, maybe get a dog.
Oh,
I like it.
Get a dog.
dude, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's so much smarter than my thing. Yes, get a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get a baby. Yeah.
Maybe get a tattoo that says, I like closed relationships.
Closed.
A little on the nose.
Yeah, just full on. I like closed relationships.
Yeah.
Good questions this week, guys. Thanks to the Patreon listeners. What is your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is Randy at the co-op. Just a freaking know-it-all, dude. You know, whenever I go to the co-op in Culver City, Randy is there, and he's there to give me unsolicited advice. He's like, oh, you're going to buy kimchi? You know that probiotics are kind of like not even, you know, on the market. It's like you're getting too much good bacteria, and that can have a counter effect on your internal flora. No, I don't know that, Randy. Just let me buy my fucking kimchi, okay? Oh, you're buying that asparagus? It's not as clean as the like fully organic one from Modesto. So, and I'm like, all right, Randy. I like being health conscious. I like being in the know of that stuff. I like sort of leading a healthy lifestyle. But I don't like know-it-alls. I don't like explainers. I don't like people telling me what I'm doing wrong constantly. And Randy at the co-op is doing that. You know? The other day he was like, dude, you shouldn't wear those kinds of shirts. It's not organic material. It's going to seep into your pores. And I'm like, dude, what am I supposed to do with... These are all the shirts I got, bro. You know? What kind of shirts are you wearing, Randy? And he's like, I just wear cotton that's organic. I just fucking, you know, he's like, what? He's like, don't even tell me that you're using aluminum deodorant. I'm like, yeah, I used Degree. And he's like, it's going to give you dementia in about 10 years. And I'm like, dude, Randy, fucking shut the fuck up, dude.
For real, dude.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Randy smells, too.
Dude, Randy smells like shit. I'm like, dude, you smell like shit. He's like, I smell like a human being. I smell like a human being. And, yeah, so Randy, like, dude, get a new job, bro. Because I like the co-op, but I don't like you. So suck a dick. Everybody listen to this podcast. Everybody in the audience, put your middle fingers in the motherfucking air. And say, fuck you, Randy.
Fuck you, Randy.
Fuck you, Randy.
Send in videos saying, fuck you, Randy. I'm going to show them all to him. Bruh, don't even tell me you use shampoo. I'm just going to have one stoker and being like, fuck you, Randy.
Yeah, send us photos of you with your deodorant or shampoo with a middle finger and fuck you, Randy. That'd be fun.
Bro, you don't use a filter for your shower?
Aaron, who's your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is with sunburns. My wife went away to Santa Barbara with a friend for the weekend. I thought it'd be a nice recharge. She'd get away from me. Not me, but like to get away from the responsibility of the baby.
Yeah.
Because she's a stay-at-home mom. And that's all well and good. And I thought, you know, she'd come back and reinvigorated, you know, really, really need to have some of daddy. But she's fucking incredibly sunburnt.
Whoa.
She got like her whole back of her legs and her, you know, like parts of her back because of her swimsuit. And it's just like, oh, just boner killer.
Yeah, don't bust. Don't bust until the sunburn's gone.
Can't do it.
Good.
Can't do it. Won't do it.
Nice, dude. What a beast.
So when she came back, where you can cut this if you want. When she came back, she like walks in, you're like, you ready to fuck? She's like, I'm sunburnt. And you're like, shit.
You're like,
I need to go for a walk.
you're like on both sides?
The whole purpose of this is recharge. So you'd be more interested in daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, when you got plans to have sex and then they go sideways, it's very disheartening.
Yeah.
With my ex, we were driving out to Joshua Tree. I hadn't busted for like a week. And like we get there and we're like, it's not my style of vacay. We're like, you know, at the mercy of nature and like kind of like in a shanty kind of thing. And then we get into bed and I'm like, well, at least we'll be boning all weekend. I start making out. She's like, hey, I don't think I really feel like having sex this weekend. My brain was like,
Yeah, I might have just got back in the car and left.
yeah. I was like, let's go home. I was like, we're not going to bone? We got in like 3 arguments that weekend.
She's like, where are you? I pitched a tent out in Joshua. Pitched a tent about a mile away.
Referencing my dad again, he gave me the best advice because I ended up like holding out hope that we would bone the next day if I was like a good enough sport about it. But it's like, why don't you just go into like the woods and jack off? I was like, you're a genius. I shouldn't have done that. Just cut the energy. Dude, my beef of the week is with cars and just like being in LA and like you ever just like park on like on the street, like on a main drag, like on Melrose, and like you open the door to like put your shoes on or something like that. You're like, dude, I'm going to get sideswiped so easily by a car here. And then you hear about people getting hit by like cars, like mounting the curb and stuff. It's just crazy to me. Like, and look, we've talked about it before. I'm not a good driver and I'm very distracted, but like, it is kind of scary just how, I don't know, vulnerable we are when we're just walking around on the streets.
Yeah.
Like you really do need to have your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's not a good way to go.
It's crazy when you think about it.
It's insane.
People are just driving like big hunks of metal around at, 40, 50, 60, 80 miles per hour. And we place a lot of trust in a lot of people all day.
All day. People we don't even know. And like, as distracted as I am when I'm driving, like imagining other people being that distracted, I'm like you could just pop out of your car and be like, oh, well, someone will notice me. And then like, they might not.
Yeah.
It's very terrifying.
People cross the street without, just assuming they're like, oh, the light is red, so no one's going to go.
They'll know.
Dude, I was at an intersection yesterday. Someone just, maybe it was this morning, someone just ran the red light like hard as fuck. I was like, dude, you're lucky. Like, it was crazy.
You're tempting the fates.
Yeah.
100. It's scary.
And luckily for the people, because there were people going across the street and the, walk signal didn't go. So it was still at stop. I was like, thank God.
That would have been gnarly. It's too much. I don't know what we got to do, but it's a little crazy. And it's one of those like risks that we just kind of all accept. We're so scared of other things that are more unlikely to happen. But with like some risks, we're just like so accustomed to them that we don't even clock it as a risk anymore. We're just like, you walk on the sidewalk and there's a million cars going by you and that's just the way it is. But it's like, it maybe deserves a little more like thoughtfulness or awareness.
Yeah. Well, hopefully cars will get to a point soon where, it's sort of like that Tesla thing where they're sort of self-censoring. I mean, my car does that to an extent. If it sees like a car ahead of me coming up quickly, it'll like automatically apply brakes.
It's amazing.
And then yesterday, this is the first time this happened, which was kind of weird because I was coming from yoga. I was pretty highly energized, but I guess I was on a street alone. So I started looking at my phone and I was kind of maybe swerving a little bit. But it said that my Toyota or my Ford Ranger just said, might need some rest. And the photo of a cup of coffee came up and I was like, what?
Tries to understand you.
Yeah. Hey, bro, you okay?
Chad, who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is Disco. Dude, Disco is back, baby. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but a lot of new hot DJs coming out are cranking that disco.
Really? Purple
Disco Machine. Kylie Minogue has these new sort of like housey tracks with like a very disco feel. And disco just fires me up, especially when it's in that sort of like housey EDM form because it's like high energy, but there's just that funkiness. So I think there's something about like straight house where you're just like, it's just when you have the disco, when you have the funk applied to it, you're like, this is gonna make me move. Whereas where it's like straight house or whatever, like, you know, you're kind of just like bumping, you know, fist pumping. But when they apply the disco to it, that's when your hips start moving, and I'm all for it. I think disco is back in a big way, and I think it's gonna take over the scene, and I can't wait. If I knew how to make music, I would be cranking out some disco right now.
Dude, hell yeah. That fires me up. I think that's going to be part of my babe now.
Hell yeah.
Aaron, who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is the show Winning Time.
Amazing. Love it.
Watching it.
What show is that again?
It's about the Lakers in the 80s.
Oh, right. I need to get on that.
Based off the Jeff Pearlman book, Showtime.
My one beef is like it's taken a little long. I'm 3 episodes in, and we're not even hired a coach yet.
They keep it that way for the whole season. It's very frustrating.
And hopefully they're going to get away with talking to the camera.
They're breaking the fourth wall. It has a lot of annoying things about it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
John C. Reilly is electric.
That's why I told him to watch. I was like, bro, you're
like,
gonna love John C. Reilly so much.
He's so fun. He looks so much like Jerry Buss.
The sports casting is good. Like the guy who plays Magic is great.
Yeah.
But I do think John C. Reilly's the
Jason Clarke as Jerry West.
Fucking great.
I love Jason Clarke and everything. Man, he's so good.
I get a little bummed out. I feel like it's a little character assassination-y with some of the guys.
Maybe, yeah.
Like I know Jerry West is a super depressed guy, but they make all these guys who are legends of the sport seem borderline incompetent at times.
Yeah.
And I understand that great men are fallible, but I'm like, you know, I don't know if they're as head casey or loose cannony as the show represents them as sometimes. Like Jerry West was like very good at almost everything he did.
Yeah.
And I would like a little more
they're making him look unhinged.
Yeah, I'd like a little more admiration for them. But it makes for great drama. But yeah, episode 4 is my favorite. So keep trying. But dude, it's super slow on the basketball. I've seen like 10 minutes of basketball in 6 episodes. I'm like, I'd like to see a little more you know, of Magic running and gunning.
Yeah, and I don't know about Adrian Brody as Pat Riley, but I haven't seen. I'm sure there's a turn coming that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, not his vibe. They're very dissimilar, and even they're kind of disrespectful to Pat Riley. And I know he's at like a lower station in his career at that moment, but like he could have gone pro in like multiple sports. I know he had some bad, you know, losses in his collegiate and pro career, but like he's Pat Riley. Like he was a legend, pretty much from the jump. And it's I don't know. I get a little tweaked by some of that stuff, but overall it's my favorite show.
I like the look of it. I like the casting.
It's pretty great. Show. And dude, Jason Segel, his part gets bigger too, and he's
I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He's incredible in it. Cool. Everyone's really good. And it's funny. I think it might be the funniest show on TV right now. It cracks me up. I don't know. Keep watching. John C. Reilly has some scenes in it where you're like, just the outrageousness.
Every scene he's in, I love. Yeah. He's so good.
It's great. And I love all those guys. I'm just a big sports fan, so I love it. My baby of the week, I've never been there, but Studio 54.
Nice.
Disco Paradise in New York. They made a movie out of it called 54 with Ryan Philippe, who's a nice dude, DM'd us one time. It's a fun, exciting movie about, you know, just this utopia with a dark underbelly in late 70s, early 80s New York. And it just looked like the place to be. And there was levels to it. Like if you were really cool, you got into the back room. And if you were super cool, you got into like the vault or something like that. And I think we need a place like that, like where everyone aspires to go to, that's really hobnobby and douchey, but has this like pure hedonism to it. So bring back Studio 54. Let's get a spot like that in LA.
I love that.
Is there anything like it here in LA? Is the Chateau it?
Maybe like One Oak or something. I never go to clubs, so I don't know. Yeah. But there probably is, and I'm just not aware of it. But I don't know if it has the cultural cachet of 54, right?
Yeah.
It sounds so fun if you're doing that at Studio 54.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Let's go. Chad, who's your legend of the week?
My legend of the week is Dr. G. He's basically like what would you say? A sports medicine guy. Mm-hmm. He's in Newport Beach. He works on surfers and like motocross guys a lot. And I go to him for my trap locks up a lot. Back in my right trap locks up a lot. And then a lot of times he'll get my scapula and my lat. And a lot of times it just happens from like too much working out, too much dehydration, surfing. If I like fall weird, I'll like tweet, you know, it's just always sort of susceptible to locking up. And I would go to like different like chiropractors or like, other sort of like physical therapists and stuff. And none of them would really make it better, Mm-hmm. And then my buddy told me about Dr. G. Shout out to Matt Moscow. He told me about Dr. G in Newport Beach. And this guy, my first appointment with him, they apply this like shockwave therapy to the muscle and it breaks up the scar tissue in there. I think it breaks up the fascia. And then they give you like stim and all this stuff. And then Dr. G comes in, and as soon as he can just feel how skilled he is, because as soon as he applies his hands to your muscles, they just sort of like melt. And he really he just works it out. And then he does like 2 chiropractic things, like for my neck. He'll just like crack it once, crack it the other way. And it's just like a bunch of, where it's really effective. It's not like a chiropractor going in there and just sort of being like, just trying to find it. He finds it that first time and just loosens it up. And he really knows what he's doing. And my chop will be locked up. I'll be like kind of just, so stiff, and I'll go in there and he'll fix it. And he's a miracle worker.
He's a healer.
He's a healer, dude.
Some people are born healers.
Yeah.
And they got to study and they got to, get their bona fides, but some people are touched that way.
Dude, yeah. He's a healer. Dude, last time I was there, he came in a golf outfit. You could tell he's going to golf afterwards. I was like, you're a legend, dude. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to Kansas City, work on some motocross guys. I was like, that's fucking sick. So if you're in Orange County, or if you're in like SoCal and you need some, of that kind of work done, go see Dr. G.
Hell yeah. Aaron, who's your legend of the week?
Well, my legend of the week's got to be Gilbert Godfrey.
Good call.
R.I.P. I mean, what a funny fucking dude.
Just so funny.
Just with that voice and the one-liners and just the movie roles, amazing. Problem Child and Aladdin and all the good stuff.
One of one. I don't even know who you'd comp him to. There's no one like him.
Nobody like him.
No one looks like him, sounded like him.
No.
Laughed like him, made jokes like him. He was just totally unique. Yeah, it's a shame.
Only 67, too. So still pretty young.
Too much death.
Yeah.
But he lived a good life. My legend of the week was last Wednesday. What a day. Spend the night at my mom's in Orange County. Wake up in my mom's house. Come out. She's just quick with the compliments and the love. Just pumping my tires, telling me how great I am. Feels amazing. She's the best. Her boyfriend, Greg, my stepdad, fucking beast. Always in good spirits. Always positive. Then I go over to Ferraro's. He's got the best garage gym in history. He's got tons of cool equipment. He's got an assault bike. He's got a 100-pound like sandbag that you like clean and throw over your shoulder. It's me, Strider, Ferraro, my buddy Andrew. My buddy Andrew hasn't worked out in 2 years. Jacked. 6-pack abs. Ripped. Doesn't work out. People are always like, is this guy on steroids? Is that guy on steroids? I got some buddies who are just jacked. So I don't know. I think it's possible. You just get lucky that way. The way Dr. G's a healer, Andrew's just a jacked dude. We do 2 12-minute circuit workouts with some heavy lifting and some assault bike and some pull-ups and cleans. And Andrew just smokes me. Just a beast. And it was just so fun working out with the guys. It's always such a great community experience. And you always work out harder when you're with other people. It just pushes you. Then we had a nice business meeting, like over the phone. My Wi-Fi was a little wonky. Sorry about that. It's 2 calls in a row with these people, but they're cool. Great call. And then we had a show at the Improv that night, the Irvine Improv. Our hometown club, tons of friends and family are there. We had other great comics on the show, Ruby Bachmeyer and Chris Gardner, both of them so hilarious and such good hangs. We all had good sets. And then, it was just a special, special day. It was really, really fun front to back. And then there was a girl there who I'd grown up with, who me and her got into a really bad fight when I was like 24. She like made fun of me in front of people about stand-up, and I took it really personally. And I was pretty hard on her. I kind of like went like scorched earth and really like laid into her. And then I saw her like 5 years later at a bar, and I was totally yacked out on Adderall. But it brought out the best in me, and I made a very sincere apology for that night. And then she ended up coming to the show, and she said how much she liked it. And I was so grateful to her for doing that. And I felt so connected to her. And we DM'd a little bit afterwards and just said, she's living a great life and seems really happy. And I was genuinely happy for her. And I was like, this is nice. Yeah. It was just on every level, great Wednesday. Saw my friend Dina and her kid. It was awesome. Yeah. Good
That's
times.
cool. That's great.
It was fun. That was fun. We were more relaxed this time too.
Yeah.
Like the first time we did it, we were like,
it was scary.
It was scary.
Yeah.
And it was still scary, but it was more fun, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I felt I had like food poisoning. I felt like shit.
Oh yeah, you were playing hurt, dude.
Yeah. And my girlfriend's like friends were there, like
front row too.
Front row.
They were sitting up front, dude. I could see them the whole time.
Yeah. But and that made me a little bit more nervous. But once you get on stage, it's like the first time she came to a show, I got in my head because I was so much more just like, I was like, do I acknowledge her? Do I like just do my stand? And I like tried to do both, which this time I was like, just focus on the comedy.
Smart.
You don't need to like, she just wants to watch you there. And so that's what I did. I just sort of, focused on the comedy, and it was much better. And it turned out to be good. And it just sort of shows, that people always say when you like feel sick, but then you step on stage, you sort of forget it for like the time you're on stage. And then when you get off the stage, you feel it right again.
Mm-hmm.
But I was nervous that day though.
You had a great set. Yeah.
I was like, am I gonna like
vomit,
puke on stage?
You played hurt, dude. It was your Jordan flu game.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Chad, what's your quote of the week?
My quote of the week comes from so I was at the Players Ball and I was leaving, and as I was leaving, this guy there looks at me very sincerely, direct eye contact, and he goes, "You have a good night, playa." And I was like, dude, fucking thank you. And that was probably one of the greatest moments of my life.
That's big
just
time.
that sort of validation from, just because I was like kind of in my head a little bit. I'm like, I don't know. And then just this guy being like, "You have a good night, playa." I was like, oh fuck, dude, I'm a playa.
That's awesome. Aaron, what's your quote of the week?
I was trying to find some Gilbert Godfrey joke. It's hard to find. I mean, good that there's not a ton of material like just written out online for someone else to take out of context or take credit for. But I'm pretty sure this is a Gilbert Godfrey joke. Last night I was having dinner with Charles Manson, and in the middle of dinner he turned to me and he said, "Is it hot in here or am I crazy?"
My quote of the week, I was listening to a clip of Rick Rubin on Lex Friedman's podcast, and they were talking about this song, Hurt, as covered by Johnny Cash. And Rick Rubin says it's the best opening line in like music history. And it just goes, "I hurt myself today to see if I still feel."
Mm-hmm.
Just get straight to it. You're just in it after that. You are in it. And this guy is coming at you raw and from a primal place of existence. So, way to go. Way to go, Trent Reznor. Chad, what's your phrase that we forget?
Trent Reznor?
Yeah, from Nine Inch Nails. He wrote it.
Yeah, I wrote the song.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's a cover, yeah.
It's a cover.
Oh, dude, he's a beast.
Yeah, it's cool too. I mean, Rick Rubin talks about this, but like, he wrote it when he was like 20, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But like, it's coming from a different place at 20 than Johnny Cash singing it at 70 with disease and death all around. It's like, it's got a lifetime behind it now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's your phrase that we forget after?
Oh. Oh, you like the way I present my coif? Wait till you see my pubes.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, hell Yeah.
Aaron?
Play on, player.
Dude.
Where is this? Dude, my phrase will be forgetting after it. I started reading Hunter Biden's book.
What's it called? Beautiful Dreams?
Beautiful Things. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
No, because if I say why, it'll undercut. It's like very like.
Okay.
It's like, you know, sad.
Okay.
I'm like only 20 pages in. I read it to make fun of it because I want to do a bit about Hunter Biden and how I relate to him, because I think we have the same self-loathing in our eyes and this like privileged quest for meaning that, you know, will destroy everything in our path to get there. But I'm actually really moved by it. It's very, very sweet. It is also interesting to read a book about a guy who is super well educated and knows all the words, but clearly has the brain of kind of an idiot. You know what I mean? Like he'll have like Latin phrases in here and like, you know, obscure references to old poetry and literature. And you're like, but you're an idiot. And this really moved me. He talks about his brother Bo. And he said, while we argued as adults almost as much as we laughed, we never ended a conversation without one of us saying, I love you, and the other responding, I love you too. And I started crying. I was 5 pages in. I was like, I love that, man. Yeah, I think my phrase will be forgetting after it is I love you too.
Nice. Yeah. Well, guys, good pod.
Let's go.
Good hang. I might get an acai bowl.
Ooh.
I've been on them a lot lately.
I've been doing acai shakes.
Ooh.
I'm all about it, baby.
Stokers, keep writing those reviews. Check out our Patreon. But most importantly, stay stoked.
Let's go.
If you need advice, these guys are